So this is the morning reset that you're just gonna do kind of as the morning check-in and see how your body's feeling. So go ahead and we'll start on your back. And first thing we're gonna do is just gonna let your hips settle in, and you're just gonna do some windshield wipers, nice and easy back and forth. So start as small as you want, but then you can start to kind of really drop that knee in, make sure you're relaxing and letting the other fall out. So we're just kind of encouraging a lot of movement, a lot of blood flow around the hips and pelvis. If one side feels tighter, just kind of land on that side. Hold it for a minute. If you need more stretch, you can take your foot and go to the outside of the knee to kind of give some weight for stretch for that hip. It's okay if your hips come off the ground with this one, that's fine. All right, we're gonna do one more check-in here for the pelvis. We're gonna do some pelvic tilts. So you're gonna think about those front hip points, and I want you to press your low back into the mat, driving those hip points up towards your nose. And then we're gonna reach the hip points down toward the feet, and this is gonna arch the back. So we're just gonna go as far as you can each direction here. A few times, just nice and easy going through. You can start to do some circles and kind of combine the two movements that we just did. All right, so you're just kind of feeling things out there. Now we're gonna check your sciatic nerve. So you're gonna let one leg long if you can. You get some ankle spins in there, and you're gonna draw that knee inward a bit, a little bit of stretch through the back of the hip where that sciatic nerve goes. And then you'll let off, point the knee to the ceiling, and do some quick, just nice and controlled knee straightening. You're gonna do about 5, and then you're gonna stop at the top, let off just a bit, and we're gonna do some ankle pumps, ankle circles. All right, so this is keeping the nerve healthy. You might feel a little tingly down in your foot if you go to this max stretch and then pull your toes back. That is stretching the nerve. That's okay. You just want to make sure that lets up before you go on with the rest of your day, or you might get some irritation down the back of your leg. All right, so however you want to get this, I like to do some knee bends here with a pointed toe, and then you can let off and do some ankle circles, ankle pumps. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna come up and we're gonna get some blood flowing. So what we're gonna do first here is we're gonna wide knees, big toes together, and you're gonna push your hips back in child's pose. So really reach those butt bones back and try to kind of, this is your first opportunity to really sit your hip bones back in their sockets for the day. So kind of sit back into it. This is a nice time that I just like to do some breathing, maybe some gratitude, maybe a prayer, whatever you want to do to kind of get your day started well. And then you'll come up and you'll come down to your belly. We're gonna keep your hands tucked in toward your rib cage, elbows tucked, and we're gonna come up, starting to get our back fired up a little bit. So you can use your back muscles. You can, do a couple small ones. Keep that chin tucked in. And then once it feels good, you can press up. And then we'll go ahead and the press ups to child's pose. And we'll just go back and forth. If it feels better to come down and then back up, that's fine too. You're creating strength through your arms. My core is supporting me in this transition as you're lowering down, and then we're coming up, okay? I'm gonna go at a slower speed just for the sake of this video and so you guys can see me, but feel free to do what feels good to you. Hopefully you only have to watch this video a few times and then you just start to kind of remember, oh, this is what we're doing. And it's, starting on the back with a couple, and then you're going child's pose to press up. And then we're gonna come to the side body stretch. So you're gonna spin one knee out and open your body up like you're backed up against a wall, okay? So imagine there's a wall behind you and you're trying to get nice and flat against that wall. So we're pressing the earth away trying to get that a good support for our body. Whenever you're doing something and you're pressing into the ground, that becomes your support surface. So make sure it's strong so you're not putting any extra stress through your body that you don't need. Reach this leg long, reach this heel long, okay? And then find the floor with that foot. That's also your stability. We're gonna make sure this hip is tucked up underneath of you. You can spin your leg if you need to, that's fine. And then we'll come to this reach. And do a few breaths, thinking about expanding through this rib cage, side body, and then feeling strength on this supported side of your body here. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. I like to kind of, in the morning, I like to just do this big sweep because my goal is to get energy coursing through my body, circulation. I want to feel confident. And so I just do these kind of big arm sweeps. You can even circle back to get your pec and release through the front of your chest. All that is fine, okay? If you want to even get into a little bit of strength and you're feeling very strong, then you can come here and we can maybe do some leg lifts, or you know, that's something that you'll become familiar with in my advanced core program. All right, so we'll do the other side here. So we're gonna spin this leg out, kickstand that knee, and then bump yourself up against that wall. We're gonna reach that heel long of this straight leg and then find the ground with the rest of your foot. Try to keep your foot in contact with the ground. We're gonna press nicely through that shoulder, not holding any tension up in our neck, right? And then just reach long. So we're just thinking get big here. Nice inhale. I like to think inhale would take up more space, so expand. And then we can exhale. Inhale, exhale. You don't have to get too caught up with the breathing. As long as you're breathing, your body's gonna start to kick in and use the right muscles. You can do some arm circles. As long as it's not painful, just kind of do it nice, slow and controlled. And then whatever feels good to you, if it feels good to get those hips fired up, you can spend some time to do some strength there. Okay, so that was the side of the body. Let's get the front of the body. I'm going to give you two options here, okay? And they're the similar position. One's a little bit easier on the back, okay? This one's a little bit easier on the back. If you want to start with this one. So you're going to point your fingertips towards your heels, and we're going to come to this kind of reverse tabletop. So first thing is you're going to open up, start to press that ground away. You're going to find your feet nice and supported underneath of you, and then we'll press up here. So we're just giving the glutes a squeeze, and we're thinking about opening up the front of our body. You'll feel that stretch in your chest, down your arms. If it feels okay for your neck, you can let it tip back. If it doesn't, don't do it. Good, so now we're firing up the back of the body. You can even get more space, press, ground away, and then back down. You can stay here. Might look similar to like a glute bridge or even a tricep dip if you get a little arm bend. Be creative there. You know, what's your intention for the morning here? All right, second option, okay, and this is probably a more advanced option, but I do, you know, I like it if you've got the mobility to do it. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna find this high kneeling position with your toes tucked under. All right, and first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your arms back behind you, you're gonna clasp them, and you're gonna find that full extension here through your hips to shoulders. You're gonna open up through the shoulders. Now, if it feels comfortable, you can use a block or you can reach for your heels and open up the front of the body here. All right. This is a little bit more of just opening and mobility and less of, this is more of a strength-based movement. Okay. Okay, last one here. There's a reason I don't do down dog first. It puts a lot of tension on your sciatic nerve. And there's also a reason I don't do a lot of cat-cow right first in the morning, because your discs are really hydrated. So you're actually most at risk for a disc herniation in the morning. All right. So we don't want to, you know, a cat-cow is great seated or in this position. Later into the day, usually feels a little bit better. We've already stretched your sciatic nerve or kind of glided your sciatic nerve. So if it feels good to you, we're just going to end with a down dog. All right. And so that's back of the body stretch, and then front of the body fired up. So you're going to start by tucking your toes under in tabletop, and you're going to lift your knees. If that feels difficult, you're going to do an exhale. Okay. From there, you're going to keep a nice straight spine and lift your hips to the ceiling, pressing armpits back toward your knees or feet. Okay? Do not sacrifice your nice long spine for straight knees. If you feel like you're doing this, bend your knees and untuck your tail. Okay? Get enough bend that you can untuck your tail. And then you can press back. All right? The modified option of that is the counter stretch. So if you need a modified option or if you need another option throughout the day, but that is a nice one to lengthen the entire backside of your body. All right. So hopefully, you know, you go as quickly through as you feel that you need to that day, depending on how much time that you have. Take those little moments in child's pose to check in, or to check in with your breathing. Remember, inhale, get big, exhale, get small, and kind of find that fluidity. All right. So again, why are you doing these movements and what's the purpose? And that's how I want you to feel after you're done with them.